Today we're talking about something that's free, accessible, and wildly underrated when you're dealing with pain, surgery, or recovering from various injuries. So we're talking about the healing power of nature, and yeah, good old trees, sun, fresh air, and dirt, and it's more than just nice. It's a legitimate medicine for your brain and body. So we'll take a deeper look into how nature actually helps you heal and make it a big part of your recovery journey.
Let's just do something different. You know what, Charlie? You're right. This is great.
Yeah, it's just nice to do something different for a change.
Yeah, enjoy a little blue sky, some fresh air.
Yeah, some earth beneath our feet.
Yeah, I told you guys you'd like it.
Yeah.
So first we'll touch on the science behind why nature helps you heal, and if you don't want to watch this part, you can skip forward into the timestamps below and get right into it. But it isn't just feel-good stuff. There's a lot of research behind why nature helps and how you can implement it into your routine. So really a benefit of getting outside in nature is that it really helps lower the stress hormones. So just getting outside, especially around greenery, reduces cortisol, which means less inflammation, less pain, and really fewer emotional spirals. So getting outside also really helps boost your immune function. So there's something called forest bathing that originated in Japan called Shinrin-yoku, and studies have shown that it really increases the natural killer cells, which help your body fight off infection and really just helps you heal faster. Additionally, getting outside can really help improve your focus and your mood. So even looking at nature, whether it's through a window or through your office, can really help you feel better, focus more, and feel more optimistic, and also help lower your anxiety levels.
So maybe I'll just step outside and get some fresh air because I just don't know who the fuck this guy is.
And another great benefit of getting outside is that it can potentially help speed up your recovery. So patients recovering from surgery in hospital rooms with a window really viewed healing as a much faster and a much more enjoyable process, and with fewer pain meds than ones that were enclosed. Pretty crazy. So now we'll dive into what nature does for your mental side of recovery, which is equally, if not more important than the physical side. So when you're injured and going through a tough recovery, your brain is constantly in overdrive. You're overthinking, constantly worrying with ruminating thoughts, and you're exhausted from doing everything slower than usual. And that's where nature comes in. It can really help you disconnect from the noise and reconnect with yourself and what you view as important and your values, which is especially useful in today's day and age.
I mean, that's why I choose to fill my life with nature and laughter.
And so really it's a great pattern interrupt. So similar to our video on the healing power of sound and music, which you can check out right here, it really helps interrupt the various patterns in your thinking. It can really bring down and calm your nervous system and really help you out mentally in that way. It also lets you breathe deeper mentally and physically, and really can provide perspective and really just space for you to step back and observe what's going on around you. Now we'll talk about some practical tips on how you can actually use nature throughout your recovery. And so obviously with recovery, and I've been there many times before, I definitely get it. You're not in a place to go for a hike or a run or a mountain bike through a forest.
Not really a outdoorsy kind of guy.
And that's totally fine, but nature isn't all or nothing. It's all about small, doable moments. And so we have a few ideas how to take advantage of that, and even when you're kind of down and out with an injury. So the first step is really getting outside first thing in the morning for 5 to 10 minutes, really after waking up, and it can help reset your circadian rhythm and really help boost your mood, and eventually later it can also help with your sleep. So another great tip is to try and do PT outside if you can. Obviously physical therapy clinics are almost entirely indoors, but for your in-home or at-home exercises, you can try to do those outside, whether that's light stretching, walking, movement, or just finding a patch of grass to do your in-home or at-home exercises. Really can be a double whammy of getting vitamin D and knocking out your exercises. Another great practical tip is really to get outside and sit and soak it in. So no phones, no scrolling, just sit outside and notice what's around you. The colors, the movements of the leaves, how the wind feels on your skin. So really just try to observe what's around you without judgment and really try to relax your mind. Just about being present and really not trying to think about the next task on your to-do list, and just being in the moment and noticing things around you.
I am at one with nature right now.
And so if you can't get outside, another great tip is to try and bring nature inside. So you can use a nature sound playlist, whether this is something with rain, ocean, forest sounds. It really still triggers the part of the brain that's associated with that calm and that restoration. You can also bring plants inside or open a window, and even these little shifts can help calm your nervous system down. Other aspects with nature that can be beneficial throughout your journey is to try and tend to a garden and get outside that way, or even just growing herbs in your own kitchen. Really tending to something living is therapeutic and honestly kind of motivational to even just try and keep it alive.
If I can keep a plant alive, then I can move on to a pet.
And so now we'll kind of touch on recovery in the modern world, where most of us are inside about 90% of our time, looking at screens, which is a very necessary part of life, whether it's a job or any other aspects that you have to be in front of screens or computers. So you really have to be cognizant and make a conscious decision to try and get outside in nature whenever possible.
You're here in the world. That's the sun.
And especially when you're dealing with an injury or stuck in that injury recovery loop, it really makes things difficult to be stuck inside all the time. So you feel a little bit disconnected from the things that you're doing and from the things you enjoy. So nature really can help you reclaim a sense of calm, space, and even provide a little bit of perspective. Even just little doses or even just a walk to a mailbox can help you focus and give you perspective and kind of tune out the other noise for that small amount of time. And obviously and unfortunately, getting outside is not a miracle cure, but it is one of the most underutilized tools in the recovery toolbox. So just trying to get outside even for little bits to clear your mind and get some perspective and cut out the noise can be extremely beneficial.
This is awesome!
And so getting outside and using nature is really just one tool in the toolbox to help you create the best environment possible for healing. And it reduces anxiety, helps with pain perception, and it really can support your nervous system, which regulates inflammation and tissue repair. So if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed or having some ruminating thoughts or anxious thoughts about the future, really try to get outside, and you can start small. So that's just go outside, take a deep breath, just chill for a minute.
Oh, wow, score! Look at this. This is an aspen. You can tell that it's an aspen tree because of the way it is. Wow.
And really give your mind a mental break and just observe what's around you, nothing more. It doesn't have to be super involved, and you can start very small. This just really helps you notice small things that you previously didn't see, and more importantly, really just helps quiet your mind during a very chaotic time. And as always, if this video was helpful, please hit that subscribe button or share it with someone on the recovery journey that's having a tough time and could use a little bit of time in nature. Throw in the comments anything that's helped you or if this was beneficial throughout your healing journey, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.